If those kind of numbers from Virginia hold up, Clinton plus 15, that's crazy. It's Virginia. There's essentially nothing Trump can do to win the election. And if Virginia has truly flipped entirely from red to blue over one cycle, Republicans are going to need to implode before they can grow. They'll lose every election for the foreseeable future. There's just no way to make the map work that doesn't involve reclaiming Virginia for the South. I'm using silly language there, but you get the point, okay? They're going to have to start doing crazy things like rebranding themselves as libertarians in Oregon, or, trying to find a way to win in Maine, or, they're going to have to get creative in rebranding themselves somehow, right? I mean, all evidence suggests that Virginia is as blue as Colorado at this point. And there just doesn't seem to be a way out. In fact, when you take the black guy out, it's just going to get worse. It's the irony of it, right? The reality is that probably the only thing that was keeping the Republicans, stable in certain parts of the middle part of the South, I'm talking about places like Kentucky, probably the only thing that was really keeping them in the really strong position that they're in was lingering racial resentment against Obama. Now that that's off the table again, and white people can vote for a white Democrat, there's just no... forget about Trump not having a path. The Republicans don't have a path. From what I can see, ever. And that being stated, we may actually never see another Republican in the White House ever again. In the end, the way this may work out is that the conservatives may end up on the right. See, that was a bit of a slip, right? Because in my mind, I associate the Conservative Party of Canada with the Democrats, not with the Republicans. The Republicans are just crazy. Right? The Republicans are just off the spectrum. When I look at the Democrats, I convert the Democrats not into the Liberal Party, I convert the Democrats into the Conservative Party. And I look at the country and I say there is no Liberal Party. There's no Liberal Party, there's no Socialist Party. And the way this may end up working in the end is the Democrats become the right-wing party, and a third party shows up, and, the United States is a two-party system, they always have a two-party system. Okay, fine. But the way this works out may be that the Republicans just collapse. Or that the smart part of the Republican base, like the financial donor intellectual base, right? The brains of the Republican Party, or whatever's left of them, end up moving over to the Democrats, leaving a bunch of fringe idiots. And they push the left out of the Democrats, and that may end up being Clinton's legacy, right? 4 or 8 years from now, we may have a political landscape in the United States where Clinton is in charge of the right-wing party, that being the Democrats, and her main challenge is on the left. I mean, I saw that coming. I saw that coming a long time ago. I think anybody that was really paying attention could have said that they saw that coming. And all of this work that she's doing to bring the right into the Democrats may have the effect of both destroying the Republicans and creating a third party on the left. Meaning the next election may be not between Democrats and Republicans, but between Democrats and Greens, or Democrats and Socialists, or whatever it is that ends up coming up on the other side. and if that doesn't happen, even if it does happen, okay, the Democrats could be in charge of White House for the bulk of the next 50 years. Look what happened in Canada in the 20th century. The Liberals were in charge for 20 years, 20 or 25 years at a time. Was it 1963 to 1984? Then 1993 to 2004? And now they're running at like 60% of the polls. So modeling suggests that the Liberals would win 70% of the seats if an election were held tomorrow. I'm not exaggerating. It looks like that kind of dynamic is coming up, where huge swaths of the country will simply not accept the Republican Party even as an option. Where the voting decisions are, okay, I can vote for the Democrats or I can vote for whatever party is to the left of the Democrats. And you're insane to think I'm going to vote for those guys. Meaning that, yes, it would be nice to see the Democrats pull back to the left a little bit. But, I mean, that might be... the country may need another party to do it, right? The way that history is written here could very well be that the Republican Party was decimated by the presidency of George W. Bush. He may be the last Republican president. He may have actually destroyed his party to that extent. Okay. You'll notice that this map is pretty much the best map that Trump can possibly hope for. And in fact, probably the best map that any Republican can hope for a generation at least. I don't expect it to be this close. I think that Trump may end up surprising some people in some places like Florida and Ohio. And I'm still having trouble processing this idea that the Democrats might win in North Carolina. Again, it's like... I think that she'll probably win Missouri, though. If you look at the polling in Missouri, it's very close right now. I think that she can get that boost near the end when the herd mentality kind of clicks in. But let's give Trump the best possible scenario he can come up with, where he wins every possible swing state. Okay. Now we got to keep in mind, Colorado is not a swing state. Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, not swing states. Pennsylvania, not a swing state. Okay. But all these swing states, Iowa, Missouri, Nevada, Arizona, and Georgia are coming up as swing states right now. So is North Carolina, Ohio, Florida, Indiana. Say Trump wins every single one of them. He'll still lose unless he wins Virginia. In fact, even if he gets that vote in Maine, still will lose unless he wins Virginia. There is no path in which Trump can win unless he wins Virginia. You saw the numbers there. Clinton by 15. It's just one poll. Still. So what are the Republicans going to do if Virginia has swung to blue and is staying there? Well, it's going to have to get creative. If those kinds of margins hold in Virginia, I mean, what's the next? It's not going to win in Pennsylvania. Not going to win in Colorado or New Mexico. It's really hard to see how the Republicans can find a way out, despite the fact that if you look at the map, there's more red than blue on that map, is there not? from surface area. Where might the Republicans go? If they want to be competitive somewhere like New York, well, they'd have to moderate on issues like abortion, right? Oops. Or if they want to win in Oregon, they'd have to be a little bit more libertarian. Issues like same-sex marriage, right? Oops. They're in a corner here. If he, like I say, if he holds his base and he wins every swing state, he still needs Virginia. And so, I mean, he's not going to win every swing state. He might not even hold his base. I pointed out Missouri before because I thought Virginia would be a lot closer. Right? You could put the same map up, right? If you take Missouri out and you put Virginia down, then, but what I mean is that he would still need to win. If you switch spots, you could say if he wins every single swing state, he still needs Missouri. You could make the same argument, right? But it's, like I said, those margins are amazing to me. This is Virginia. This is the heart of the Confederacy. But all evidence points to Virginia being a blue state now. And the Republicans more or less being structurally fucked. If you can find a breakthrough on that map, let me know. I don't know where it is. I can't see it. All I see is the Democrats holding the White House for a very long time. And whoever it is that manages to eventually break their hold on power is going to need to do it not by, this kind of southern strategy, but by finding a way to play states like California or Massachusetts away. Short of completely abandoning the entire, Republican Party itself, there's only one way the American right has forward, and that is to try to split the vote somewhere like California. We cannot win on their own merits, and will probably not be able to win on their own merits for a very, 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 very long time. And so, like I said, it might take a few more election cycles to get there, but the Republican Party might be done permanently. If they run a moderate candidate, they lose the South. And if they run an extremist, they're losing Virginia.